The government should conduct thorough studies on the reintroduction of the Government and Services Tax GST first before reimposing it on the people. Economist Prof Geoffrey Williams says this is to ensure a solution that's best for businesses and people.
If we had the introduction of GST wrapped up with all of this politics, it would also be harmful in terms of the objectivity of the study. We want to study what is the impact on businesses actually. We're not particularly interested in which political party is proposing it and what are the differences between what one group of politicians and another group of politicians are suggesting. What we really want to know is, how is it going to affect SMEs? How is it going to affect larger companies? How is it going to affect consumers in an objective and independent way that's got nothing to do with politics? That's why I think it's much better for us to go through the studying now and then to present the studying after all of the politics is over.
He stressed that the new GST should be a balance between revenue expectations and not burdening the people.
Of course, we have to balance what the rate should be with what the revenue expectations are. If the rate is too low, then you're not going to get the revenue that you might hope for. But then if the rate is too high, it's going to be burdensome. And in particular, we don't want to have GST introduce any more problems in terms of price increases and inflation. So once those primary inflationary pressures have eased off a little bit, then we can think about what the rate should be. My preference, of course, would always be to have a lower rate. Part of the reform and part of the studies that are going on must be to look at pain points and try to remove as many of those pain points as possible. And I think that this can be done. And so you could get a new system for GST, which is much more effective and much more efficient, particularly when it comes to SMEs, for example, who previously had a lot of difficulty with the administration of GST. The progressivity of it, that is so that people who are on low incomes aren't burdened too much compared to people who are on a high income. All of these things can be reviewed, and then you can get a better GST system.